Hello and welcome to this week's top performers of last week, where we go over the four major regions, each role, giving you a couple players that were high, like the best players in each role pretty much for each of the four major regions. On the Discord will be the complete list. The stats aren't listed there, but they are broken down into tiers so you know where the breakpoints are for players. These aren't all the stats I use. I use KDA, KP, kill share, damage per minute. So that's what I use. Top lane in the LPL, 369, top the charts, 23, 9, and 55 last week with 760 damage per minute. The extra stat I list is their best stat, in addition to KDA, whatever, if they're first in that category, second in their region, whatever. Bin, BLG's, 12, Jesus Christ, what the hell. Bin is second from BLG, 29, 12, and 28 last week, 35% of his team's kills. He was the carry for BLG as they go with a new mid laner every other game, swapping between Fofo and Icon, and a LDL 80 carry and Rise. Jungle, Kanavi, 33, 13, and 49 last week, 450 damage per minute. Zhao Hao follows him up from Anyone's Legend, going 17, 4, and 21 with 83% KP. In mid, Knight from top went 34 and 36. That is 30 kills, 4 deaths, 36 assists, with a 35 kill share, leading top to victory. Yagao from JDG, 20, 10, and 62. 62 assists, quite a bit of assists, and 700 damage per minute. So he's dealing the damage, but not getting kills. Still highly ranked. Bot lane, Fodic. Fodic, once again, dominant despite losing over the weekend. 24, 5, and 29. 24 kills, 5 deaths, 29 assists, 33% of his team's damage, and 760 damage per minute. iBoy from Rare Atom. Yes, this is a surprise. He went 26, 16, and 35 for Rare Atom, getting 84 KP, which was very high for the role in the region. PP God led the way at support, going 3, 4, and 51 with 83 KP. Mark follows him up from top, 7, 6, and 59 in the KDA department, and 77 KP. In the LCK, in top lane we have Nuguri, going 11, 4, and 21, 63% KP, and 640 damage per minute. Zayas behind him, 14, 12, and 20 from T1, 22 kill share, 27 damage share, which was high compared to the rest of his role. Cuz from KT was the top jungler, going 12, 10, and 39 with 72 KP. Peanut ranked behind him from Gen G, 15, 6, and 21, 310 damage per minute. In mid, Closer follows last week's performance with another elite mid lane performance this week, going 14, 9, and 17, 74 KP, and 690 damage per minute. Last week, he was the top mid laner. He does it again. Sandbox, playing very well. Even though they lost to Gen G, playing well. Faker from T1, obviously. 14, 7, and 29 last week. 630 damage per minute. In bot lane, Aiming is the top 80 carry from KT. He went 31, 4, and 26. 80 KP and 830 damage per minute. Ruler this past week went 26, 5, and 24 with 780 damage per minute. And then we have their supports. Life was the top support, going 4, 8, and 53 with 80 KP. Same as Aiming, 80 KP each. And Lahens, 4, 4, and 45, 70 KP for him. In the LEC, Alfari was the top laner from Vitality. He went 6, 3, and 7, so not a lot there for, he wasn't very active. But 27% of the team's kills and 680 damage per minute. Gen X for SK was the other top laner, going 6, 1, and 15, 28% damage share, 580 damage per minute. So the KDA was better, obviously, but the damage per minute lacked. I mean, compared to Alfari, obviously it's still very high, otherwise I wouldn't reference it. Yankos from G2, the top jungler, 9, 7, and 13, 340 damage per minute, 15% of his team's damage, which was the highest in the jungle role. Malrang from Rogue, 3, 2, and 25 with 90% KP, which I believe was the highest out of all the junglers. Vathio in mid from Misfits went 10, 4, and 13, 890 damage per minute in mid, 35% of his team's damage. Dajor follows him up from Astralis, going 9, 4, and 12 with 35% of his team's kills and 81% KP, which was high versus other LEC mid laners. Kabe was the top 80 carry from Astralis, 12, 4, and 12 with 780 damage per minute and 92% KP. So, you know, some of these may shock you. You may say, well, why isn't this guy? Well, it's all stats. This is only stats. And the stats say that those other players didn't, you know, put in as much work. Comp for Rogue went 18, 2, and 9 and had 58% of Rogue's kills last week. His support, Trimby, was the top support, going 3, 2, and 26 with 94% KP. Kaiser was the second rated support from Mad Lions, going 0, 1, and 27 with 84 KP. Now in the LCS, top lane was Fudge from C9, going 10, 3, and 12, 73 KP, which is very high for a top laner, and 710 damage per minute. Licorice from Golden Guardians follows him up with a 979, 64 KP, and 28 kill share. In the jungle, Blabber from C9, 5, 1, and 14, 20 damage share, which was very high. 20 damage share might have been the highest in all 4 regions out of the jungle role. And then 500 damage per minute. Spica from TSM went 7, 3, and 12 with 28% of the team's kills in the jungle. PoE from Immortals, 9, 1, and 14, 31% of Immortals' kills, 39% of their damage, as he averaged 850 damage per minute in the mid lane. Bjerg follows him up from TL, going 9, 3, and 15 with 31% of the team's kills, 740 damage per minute. Danny from EG, 13, 3, and 16 at the 80 carry roll, 1,030 damage per minute. I feel like I might have done something wrong, but I really don't think so. I believe he had like a crazy amount of damage yesterday, which he ended up having on average 1,000 damage between the 2 games this past weekend. 1,000 damage per minute, sorry. 37% of the team's damage, obviously, and 42% of the kills. Instinct from TSM. The rookie gets on the board. He had a penta yesterday. He went 11, 1, and 8 in 2 games. 30% of the team's damage, 44% of their kills. He was a lowly rated 80 carry in Academy, but, you know, at least based on these stats, he did well. In support, Vulcan from EG, 0, 3, and 30 with 97% KP. And Ignar from Immortals went 2, 5, and 21 with 79 KP. So that is the top performers from last week. Comment down below with your opinions. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. If you missed my content earlier today, I did go over the games that occurred this morning in the LPL, as well as previewed the games for tomorrow. Yesterday, I had a video come out where I broke down patch 12.13, giving you a few teams from each major region that may be happy about the patch. You know, historically, their players generally like to play the champs that were buffed, and they didn't get nerfed too bad with Corki and Volibear and things like that. So, if you like that content, watch it. In the description, there will be a link to the Discord if you would like to go there. We are active on the Discord. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back for more content.